Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a comparison video of the Razer DeathAdder V3 Pro and the Logitech G Pro Superlight, not the Starlight. Logitech G Pro Superlight. I have had the DeathAdder V3 for about a week now under intensive use, and I've had this mouse for over a year, almost 2 years. As you can see, it's very worn out. The coating is very worn out, and both of these mouses are great. They're around the same price point. This was 150, 160 plus tax when it came out. This is also 150, 160 now. And they are both wireless and they both perform super well. They are lightweight. They're around the same weight actually. I think this is 61 grams. This is like 61, 62 grams also. And they are both wireless, same tech, different tech, but feels the same. I didn't notice any latencies whatsoever while playing in game. Battery lives are great. I think the battery life of the Logitech is a little better than the Razer one, because I've had this for a while and I charge it like once a month or something like that. This one I had it for a week. I had to charge it because it came with like 40% battery life. And I want to talk about the weight first, because they are around the same weight but they feel very different in hand. Because of the Razer DeathAdder is a rather larger mice compared to the G Pro Superlight, and the weight distribution is very spread out. So the weight is distributed among more surface area. So in hand, it actually feels much lighter. It feels like a 50 gram, 55 gram mice in hand. And compared to the Superlight, this feels like an actual 60 gram mice. You can feel the center of gravity. You can feel when you're like moving the mice. You can come to like a pretty good stop. You have good stopping power with this mice. Compared to this one, the stopping power is not really there because it's really light. It's like very snappy. Like it gets off the ground moving easily, but it also stops harder. Compared to this one, it gets off moving harder, but it stops easily, like on a dime with the super light. And that's about it for the weight side. Just letting you know, it's gonna feel very different in hand, the weight distribution, because the center of gravity, the distributed of the Superlight, it's distributed over a smaller area, so it actually feels a little bit heavier compared to the DeathAdder V3 Pro. And let's talk about the shape. This one is the Ergo shape. DeathAdder V3 Pro, it's more like an EC shape, and this one is the ambidextrous shape. It's like a unique shape to them, to Logitech. And shape wise, for me, I'm more of a claw grip. I claw my mouse like this. As you can see, this is how I hold my mouse. And for claw grip users, I think Superlight is a little better shape for me, more comfortable to claw grip. If you palm grip, this one is much better. Like if you palm grip, this is the mouse to get. And if you claw grip or fingertip, I think the Superlight might suit you a little better because of the shape. It's a little bit more easier to control with the claw and the fingertip compared to the DeathAdder V3 Pro. If you want a fingertip, just don't buy this one, because this one's really big and it's not good for fingertip at all. So fingertip, go for this one. If you claw, go for this one. And if you palm, go for this one. If you claw, you can kind of choose between these two on other features and decide. But for me personally, for claw gripping, I would prefer this one. And let's talk about the sensitivity and in game, what kind of sense suits these kind of mice. So for medium to high sense, which is what I'm on, and a claw grip, the Superlight is better for medium high sense. If you fingertip, if you claw, this one's gonna feel better, have more control in hand and stuff. For lower sense, for medium to low sense, and if you palm or claw grip, the DeathAdder is gonna feel much better, because you have more control with the mice, because you have putting your whole palm in it. There's no much wrist movement. You can't like move this on your wrist much because it's big. Compared to the Superlight, you can have a lot of fine-tuned micro adjustments with the mice when you're claw or fingertipping. But if you're palming it, this is how much you're gonna be able to move. So medium to low sense, DeathAdder is better. Medium to high sense, Superlight's better. And let's talk about build quality. So they have very different coating, although they're around the same weight. They're very different coating. So this one has like a shiny coating for the Superlight. It's kind of like glossy. I like it. It feels very premium in hand, but once your hands get sweaty, um, you kind of sometimes do kind of lose traction of it. As you can see, mine the paint wore off where my palm makes contact with the mouse because of I have very sweaty hands. So that is something to concern. So if you want to buy a Superlight and you have very sweaty hand, I would suggest the black colorway compared to the white one, so you don't get something like this. And for this one, for the V3 Pro, I actually kind of hated the coating at first. It felt very weird because it's kind of like a very matte and weird finish coating. But the more I use the mice, the more I like it because it feels very grippy even when you have sweaty hands. Like even when I'm sweating, it feels very grippy and I don't lose any traction. So it feels very consistent. So I have like a consistent grip on the mice even if I have sweaty hands compared to the Superlight. Like sometimes I can hold my mouse like this, sometimes like this, sometimes like this. So it's a little bit more inconsistency with the coating and the size and the shape stuff. So more consistency with the V3 Pro definitely. And I can do a sound test of the coating. Like you can try to hear it. This is what it sounds like with the DeathAdder V3 Pro. It sounds very ashy. It's kind of like a rough skin. It's a little rougher. The coating is definitely a little more rougher on the DeathAdder, and then on the Superlight, this is what it sounds like. It's very like shiny. It's fast. It's doesn't have any traction. Like yeah. So there's no friction on this coating, on the Superlight coating, but there's a lot of friction on the Razer coating. So it feels more grippy and stuff. So it feels like it comes in like you already have grips on them. It kind of feels like that. But it does feel a little bit less premium compared to the Superlight. The Superlight coating feels very premium. It feels like you have a premium product in hand. But this one feels a little cheap, but it does feel very nice and grippy to hold in hand. So that's the coating. So and I talked about the in-hand feel. This mouse feels the V3 Pro feels much bigger in hand compared to the Superlight because of all the grooves and stuff. Even though they have the same weight, this one feels much bigger in hand compared to the Superlight. But this one also feels lighter in hand compared to the Superlight. So it is a kind of like a very distinct, different feeling. These two mices. And performance, let's load up the straight line test. So what I like to do is I go to paint, I open up paint, and I try to do a straight line with the mice. So as you can see, this is the Razer DeathAdder V3 Pro. I gave like an 80 to 85 with the straight line test. This one was very straight. And then we can plug in the Superlight, and let's do a straight line test with this one. Unplug that and then turn on my Superlight, and here's the straight line test. As you can see, like these two were bad, but these three were pretty good. So I gave like Superlight a 90% on the flatline test because yeah, I give it a 90%. I think it feels just a little bit more straight when you're just swiping it on your desk compared to the DeathAdder. I can plug it back in and unplug this one. I've also been using the DeathAdder for a week recently, so I'm a little bit more comfortable with this mice, but I think just the straight line test, I think the Superlight, it's a little better on the straight line test, the flicks. So other than that, they both perform very well in aim labs or Valorant. I have some clips. I've hit with each of these mices. I've hit insane clips. Had a lot of match MVPs, team MVPs in Valorant. I have my aim labs high score on this mice because I've played it with it a lot over the past 2 years. But the Razer DeathAdder also performs very well in aim labs and stuff. But yeah, so in game they both perform very well, but I think they are for very distinct different people and different kind of aim style. Superlight is for fingertip or claw with the medium to high sense, very very snappy, shaky aim kind of style, and the DeathAdder V3 Pro is more for more consistent, slow, medium to low sense, palm grip, claw grip, that old school aim style, like the very consistent crosshair placement, low sense style compared to the high sense, shaky, snappy flick style of the Superlight. So depends on your play style. I think these two mices are for two very distinct, differently people. So that is it for the comparison video. Hope you enjoyed it. I have also received the Final Mouse Starlight 10th edition recently, so I will post the unboxing, live unboxing and review of that on my Twitch channel, and I'll post it on YouTube, so stay tuned for that mouse's review and first impression. And other than that, I have my Razer V3 Pro review. If you wanna learn more about this mice, I have a review posted right before this video. So if you want, you can check that out. And I don't have a review posted for the Superlight because I've had it for like 2 years now. So there's tons of reviews on YouTube, so I don't think I need to post another one. And that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Follow me on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and stay tuned for mirror videos. I will post a room tour video soon. My college apartment like streamer room / desktop tour video. So other than that, that'll be it from me. Thank you for watching the video. Peace.